Today we're going to be evaluating a litter of German Shepherd puppies. These puppies are a little over 8 weeks old. They are a litter of working line German Shepherds. The dad is a French Ring 1, the mom is a French Ring 3, and is also a Campaign 3. So these guys have really good pedigrees. And we're going to be kind of going over what you should look for if you're going to go pick out a puppy for both pet and for work, and things that you should look for and maybe things that you should avoid. So the first thing that I look at when I get to go look at a puppy is I want to see where they're kept. Are they kept in a nice clean environment? Because dirty puppies will usually turn into dirty dogs. So I want to make sure that the puppies have a nice big area that's clean, that they have an area to go potty and an area to sleep and play, and kind of keep those two separate. The next question I'm going to ask is if I can see the mom and dad and if they're on property. If the mom and dad are not on property, why are they not on property? If they own the mom or if they're a co-own and the mom's already been returned, I'm okay with that. If the dad lives right next door and this is kind of a backyard breeding, maybe not. It's not uncommon for the male not to be there because a lot of times people will import semen and use, that way you can have a bigger gene pool and use dogs that are farther away. So check their environment, make sure it's clean, make sure the puppies are kept in a nice area, and then ask to see mom and dad. Genetics definitely matter. So if mom or dad are nervous, aggressive, expect that in your puppies. It's not always guaranteed, but genetics matter. So we have 5 puppies. We're going to be evaluating them. So the first thing that I do is I just kind of check to see who wants to hang out with me. So I'll kind of kneel down. They've got a really big space, so they've got plenty of room to ignore me. So I'll just kind of get down. Puppies! I'll make some noise, I'll clap my hands, I'll see if anybody wants to play with me. So I've got these 3 came running. So I've got pink collar girl, I've got black collar girl, and I've got red collar girl. So all the girls care. And if you look over here, the boys are a little bit slow. We've got tan collar male, we've got black collar male. But everybody's jumping on me, nobody's shying away from my hands. I want to kind of rough them up like this, not too much, they're still babies, but if I do this so they go running, maybe not for work, even maybe not for pet. I know that I have a little bit more of a sensitive dog. I dropped my toy, they took off with it, that's fantastic. If I'm looking for a dog that is going to be easy to train, I want a dog that likes to hang out with me. I'm probably not going to pick the most independent puppy that doesn't really care about me. Even if they're comfortable and confident, I want a dog that is very people orientated. The more they like you, the more engaged they are, the easier they're going to be to train. So you want to see puppies that just run up and jump on you even if you're a complete stranger. So Nate, you want to go ahead and come over here and I'll have you go ahead and call the puppies.
Puppies!
So again, we've got pink girl came running.
Hi, babies! What's a good puppy?
And we've got black collar girl, red collar girl, and again, the brown collar male is a little bit slower. So brown collar male is going to be a little bit more independent. That doesn't mean that he's going to be a bad dog. That just means that maybe he's going to be a little bit harder to train because again, you're going to have to work on your relationship. He's a little bit more independent. That also can sometimes mean that they're a little bit more confident. So again, if you're a first-time puppy buyer, maybe don't buy one that isn't super into you and is very independent.
Doesn't love puppies.
Yeah, I mean, what's not to like? The other thing they'll do is I'll kind of watch them interact with each other. Aggression is completely normal. It's communication. So if I'm, again, a first-time puppy buyer, maybe I'm not going to buy the puppy that's constantly pulling and biting the other puppies. I also want to see kind of neutral play. I want to see that they recover really fast, they don't get picked on, and they run and hide in the corner. So everybody's doing really good. Another thing that you can do is kind of check sociability is hold them kind of like a baby on their back and see if they care. If they're screaming and flopping around, then maybe they can be a little bit more sensitive or they can be a little bit more dominant. Again, with puppies, if you're looking for a pet, go middle of the road. All right, go ahead and pick up another one. Try that black collar male. So here's a male to see the difference. Yep.
They like my beard.
Yeah.
Hey, puppy.
So again, nice submissive licking is perfect. Go ahead and put that one down and try this red collar girl behind you. Again, lick, lick, lick. Nobody's super squirmy, so that's all really good.
Yeah, they're super sweet. Ooh, who doesn't love polish? Who doesn't love polish?
So this litter's pretty consistent. The only difference is you can really see are the boys are more independent. So the next thing that I usually do is kind of check drive and see how much motivation they have. You can check with food, but I don't care too much about food drive with puppies. For me, it's very easy to get a puppy hungry and motivated, so I really don't care. If I have a litter of puppies that's super food motivated, that usually tells me that I might have problems with resource guarding. So and usually kind of fighting between the litter. So I'm okay if they don't have great food drive. I can build that. I'm not concerned about that. I want to see more play drive, see if they'll retrieve, see if they're engaging me. For me, that's more of a priority. So when I'm going to test drive, what I want to see is I want to see if they'll play. I want to see if they'll bite. Again, these are German Shepherds. If you're looking for just a super lazy pet, and maybe I'm going to test them and see who doesn't want to bite, who's super low drive. If I have young kids in my house, I don't want a dog that is crazy for bite and tugs, because they're also more likely to bite my kids' pants and things like that. So if you have young children, if you don't want a dog that likes to bite and is super motivated, then pick the one that sees and goes, no thanks, and wanders off. That might be a better dog for you. Again, in this litter, it's working German Shepherds. I'm going to look for who likes to bite. So I'm just going to kind of get their attention. Puppies! And I'm just gonna kind of make some movement, kind of back and forth. This is just a dish towel, and I just wanna see who wants to follow it, who wants to bite. This toy is also big enough that I can have multiple puppies biting. I'm just gonna kind of make some noise. Get it. I'm gonna see, there's plenty of room for everybody to play tug. So I've got 4 biters here. There's one that's getting loved on by Nate here. I can kind of tug, I can let it go, and I can see maybe who wins it, who gives up really fast, who wants more. Mr. Sable's late to the party, but nonetheless, he got in right away once he was over here. So again, now that the prey is dead, I want to see who still cares. So Pink really still cares. Brown collar still cares. Red's kind of playing. Black collar, the 2 black collars kind of lost interest. So now I can pick it up again. And again, make it run away. Brown collar boy's biting. Am I missing one? So I've got Sable black collar over there. See how he's lost interest? So maybe if I was looking for a working home, maybe not him. Or maybe if I wanted personal protection but I had young kids, I can always build up some defensive drive later, but I don't have that prey drive. These are my prey monsters right here. Again, she's more into me versus biting. And I've got Pink collar and Brown collar who really want to play. Again, I'm gonna let them win, see who keeps it, if they give up. You can see Pink collar really wants to win it. Brown collar still kind of biting. She lost interest, saw a person. I can try again. Puppies! Again, see who's engaging. Good, puppies. So you can see they all like to bite. So this is really good. Again, I've got Sable Boy who's playing in the dirt over there. Not a big deal. So when you go and see puppies too, ask what they were doing before you got there. So this guy could have been out, Sable Boy, and he could have been running around for a full hour playing with toys by himself while all of these guys were sleeping. So ask the breeder their opinion. Hey, does he normally play? Because if you came to evaluate the litter and he seems like a dud, but he was a total monster for 2 hours before you got there, you seeing the puppies for 15 minutes is not going to give you the same insight that the breeder has when they're with these puppies for the first 8 weeks. So go with what the breeder tells you as well. You know, if they, this one's super confident and this one is running for the hills and tucking their tail and pooping in themselves, maybe pick a different breeder. But most breeders should be honest with you, like, hey, these two have the most drive, or this one really has a ton of drive, but he's been playing. Let's, go to Starbucks, wait a couple hours, and you can come back and see them if you want. Once you get your puppy home or you decide on your puppy, bring a crate for the car. So I find after you've evaluated a litter, they've been running around, they've been playing, they've had a chance to go to the bathroom, they should be pretty empty, and it's a good chance for you to not give in on crate training. So if you're driving the car, you're a lot less likely to pull over, stop, and let the puppy out and give in to that crying than if you're at home. If you're at home, you're more likely to go, oh my gosh, I can't stand the sound. My neighbors are gonna think that I'm killing this puppy, and let that puppy out. But if you're in the car driving, depending on how far you're driving, you've got an hour drive, maybe 2 hours, maybe longer. So it's a good chance to let that puppy just kind of cry it out. You can ask the breeder if they have something that smells like the litter. So if they have like a blanket that they're used to sleeping on, that way they have a familiar scent and it's not completely new. But I like to just let the puppies cry it out on the way home. Like I said, if I'm driving, I'm less likely to give in and open that crate and reward that crying. It also teaches them to settle in the car, all things that I'm gonna need for later. The next thing that I do is I start hand feeding my puppies. So depending on the puppy, I usually will hand feed at least the first 6 months. If I have a puppy that's way too into me, then I might start feeding out of interactive food toys while I'm not home to get the puppy a little more independent. But I want to make sure that puppy knows that I'm the one that signs their paycheck and good things come from working with me. So I'm gonna do hand feeding. The next thing that I'm gonna start right away is socialization. I'm gonna work on taking them new places, getting them comfortable in new environments, different sounds, different sights, different smells. I let people pet my puppies. If I am at a bar and there's a bunch of drunk people, probably not. Or I will pick up my puppy, and that way when they start to do stupid stuff, I go, thanks, and I can turn my puppy away, and I'm not just leaving them on the ground to get freaked out by themselves. But as long as there's appropriate people that you think are gonna be good with your puppy, let people pet your puppy. I usually let people pet my puppy for the first 12, 13 weeks. That's their key socialization period. After that time, I tend to stop letting people pet my puppy so much. If it's a pet and I want my dog to continue to be super, super social, I'll let people keep petting the puppy, but usually 12, 13 weeks, that's when I kind of cut it off. That's when, if my puppy is really friendly with everybody, I'm gonna work on focus with me. If I have a puppy that's still really, really shy, then I'm gonna do really controlled interactions or maybe just engagement around distractions. So every puppy's an individual, but most of the time, first 13 weeks, let everybody pet them. After that, I'm more selective. Make sure you advocate for your puppy. People are can be really dumb when it comes to puppies. They see the puppies and they want to grab them and growl at them and kiss them and bite their ears. I don't know why puppies bring out the craziness in people, but they do. So if you see somebody getting weird with your puppy, get your puppy out of there. You have to be an advocate for your puppy, especially a powerful breed like German Shepherds. If you don't protect them, they think that they need to protect themselves, and that's where you get forward fear aggression, or even just forward aggression in general. So it's really, really important that, see again, we got Pink Girl biting again. So it's really, really important that you're the one that advocates for your puppy. So if you see somebody going "Arr," and growling and being stupid with your puppy, be like, please don't, and just walk away, or just walk away. You don't have to say anything. Other dogs, I do not let my puppies play with outside dogs that I do not know. If I have a friend who has a dog, or I have, at training, I have other people who have dogs that I know are friendly, or if I have a doggy daycare place that's gonna be really careful about hand selecting friends and carefully socializing, that's all great. If you do not have other dogs that are friendly, or access to a doggy daycare that's going to be very picky about socializing your puppy for you, avoid it. That just means your dog needs to be neutral. They need to see a dog and go, hey, what's up, and keep walking. No interactions, no sniffing, whatever. On walks, I want my dogs to be neutral. I never let my dogs say hi to other dogs on walks. It only takes one bad interaction, especially for a young puppy in those first 13 weeks. One bad reaction is going to completely mess up your puppy. Some puppies are a lot more resilient and you can get away with making mistakes, but with German Shepherds, they're a more sensitive breed. They remember things and you're gonna make problems. So be really careful when you're socializing your puppy. Find a trainer. If you get a trainer right away, if you would establish a relationship with the trainer, and especially if they offer boarding, it makes everything so much easier, because now you have somebody that's familiar with your puppy. And if I have to go out of town, I'm comfortable with this other person watching my puppy because they already have a relationship with my puppy. My puppy probably already knows their place. They already know usually the other trainer's dogs. And so when I go out of town, it's stress-free for me and it's stress-free for my puppy. So when you get a puppy right away, find a trainer, find a doggy daycare place that's careful about socializing your puppy, and establish that relationship right away. Make sure you have home away from home, because if you get stuck with this dog that maybe is difficult to handle, if you have a working line German Shepherd and you have no community to help you, it can be difficult. So those are usually my first things to start with. Nate has tons of great puppy videos, so make sure you check those out. I'm sure you can put some links on there for you to click on. But start your puppy right away. Socialization #1, crate training, potty training. Freedom is earned with good behavior. A lot of people give puppies way too much freedom way too quickly and they make problems. So make sure you're setting up your puppy to succeed. Good luck.